Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily Mix, and today I'm here with Ruth from A Model Recommends.
Hello, Wayne.
Hello. Hello. And we're going to be talking about beauty essentials this winter.
We are. Should we start with skincare?
Yep, let's do it. What have you got?
I have got to start off with Embryolisse. Now, I've kind of grown up with Embryolisse because I started modelling 12 years ago, and this is what everybody used. So I'd go to Paris and I'd stock up in the pharmacy with this, but it's a little bit more widely available now, isn't it?
It is, and I always think the best thing with Embryolisse is not so much what it contains, but what it doesn't. Almost, you never hear anybody reacting to it or any problems with it, because it's just good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh. And this is the matte version. So this still hydrates because you have that really kind of hydrating base when you use it before makeup. But for people like me that are prone to kind of combination oily patches here and dryness here, something like this is really good because it dries to a matte finish.
Yeah, absolutely. I think not everybody needs that or wants that ultra, the ultra glowing skin, especially if you're naturally slightly oily anyway. Yeah. It can become a bit too much, I think, afterwards. It's actually, I love Embryolisse, I think it's brilliant.
What, in terms of foundation, could we be looking out for kind of winter skin that's a bit temperamental?
Well, the one that I like, and it comes in a tiny little pot like this.
Is that a sample size?
No, this is full size product.
How many mil is in that?
There is 18 grams in this product. So basically this is pretty much the same size as your standard bottle foundation. It's just
without all the packaging.
With all that beautiful packaging. And this is by Kevin Aucoin. It's Essential Skin Enhancer. And it is excellent for all skin types, but particularly dry skin. Now, if you look in here, it's like a tiny pot filled with colour.
Can I stick my finger in here?
Do you mind if you don't?
Oh, please. Oh, you're just being serious.
I know.
It's really concentrated.
Yeah, that's the problem with this product, but why it's so good. And I promise you, when I say a tiny amount, what you do is you dot it all over your face, and then you get a damp sponge or a beauty blender and you blend it out. It will become as sheer as anything, but as you can see on Ruth's hand, it's so concentrated that it will cover a tattoo. So you have all these options with one tiny little pot to go from the coverage of a tinted moisturizer.
Because you can hardly blend that neat.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Really
so
thick.
All your dark circles will disappear, your tattoos can disappear, or you can turn it into a tinted moisturizer if you want really sheer skin by how damp the sponge is and how much you keep blending. And this will, I would promise you, this would last at least 2 years, if not more.
No.
It's amazing.
I can't believe that it would.
You can see how much is gone out of it.
Yeah. Have you used that a lot?
Yep. It's amazing.
Why is that good for winter skin then? Just because you can shear it out on certain areas?
Yeah, it's good for that. But the reason being is because it has, it doesn't dry to a matte finish. It stays looking emollient the entire time. So if you want to matte it down, you can do it with powder. If you don't, and you prefer that kind of glow, then you can leave it exactly as is.
Coverage
and it's
is insane, isn't it?
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's really, really strong.
I love it. What else have you got?
What else have I got? Oh, I wanted to talk about cleansers because people in the summer tend to use a light cleansing wash and very, very fresh textures, which is lovely with a bit of cool water. Whereas in the winter, I always want something a little bit richer and heavier, and you want something that still takes off your makeup effectively but gentle.
Absolutely.
So I've been using Alpha H's balancing cleanser, which
that's a great cleanser.
It's amazing, isn't it? Really kind of thick and creamy. And this, I've used a few times, but I've just found this in your bathroom and you've got a huge... Is that how it comes?
No, you can get them smaller, but I think it's better because it's more economical to buy it in the larger size because it's cheaper in the long run. Yeah. And I think this is the best thing ever because it's incredible. It's good for those of you with sensitive skin, dry skin, irritated skin, no colour, no fragrance, nothing in it that will irritate. And my skin gets irritated really quickly, so I hate it.
Do you get redness?
Yep. I get redness, oiliness. It's just a pain in the ass. And this is why I think that this sort of cleanser, because I know that I'm not going to break out. I know that I'm not going to be irritated by it because of fragrance or colour.
It's one of your safe products.
It is.
I love
it.
Yeah, safe products that you just know, okay, nothing's going to happen. There's no variables there. What else have we got makeup-wise?
Well, this year that we're seeing for sort of winter season is glitter or very, very fine shimmer. Now this is one by Makeup Forever. It's part of the Hello Diamond powder, and it means that it's a multi-tonal glitter. We've put a tiny bit on Ruth's eyes, and it just means that it reflects different colours from different lights. And these come in a collection of 4. So there's lots of different colours, from the very light colours up to those that you could use for smoky eye. And I just think that they put a nice twist on a standard black smoky eye, because then you can apply a tiny bit of this glitter, and depending on where you are and how the light hits you, will make the eye look completely different colour. So I love it.
And you hardly need any, don't you?
You do. You only get about 1 gram of product in here, and that doesn't sound like much, but because you don't want it all over your face, then obviously this is going to last you a while. We also can put it on the lips. You can also put it on the cheeks as well. So
really though, that's going to last you for life. If you're just one person only ever doing makeup on yourself,
I mean,
how often do you need glitter?
Yeah, you're not going to get it through anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it looks great on the really inner part of the eye as well. So, and obviously you've got it on, looks amazing.
Bit of a highlighter.
Not wrong with that, is there?
No.
If you'd like to get a slight glow this winter as well, then the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Bronzers are amazing by MAC. They are baked powders. They start their life off as a liquid, and then they become baked and firm over time as it goes through the oven. This is in Solar, and it's just a really nice bronzer, and it leaves a sheen to the skin. So those of you with drier skin who are looking for a bronzer to kind of impart more of a glow to your skin than a matte bronzer, they just have a very, very slight sheen to them that makes them it makes them very winter friendly, because just because winter doesn't mean that we can't look like, you know, a little bit healthier than naturally pale.
That looks like quite a deep bronzer to me.
It is, but I think the best thing with a lot of the stuff I use is really concentrated. And just because something is like dark in a pan or really bright like a blush, it doesn't mean that we have to use it to that same intensity. I think it all depends on the application, and a big sheer brush through this will give a tiny amount of colour to the face. Or of course you can, you know, if you're deeper skin tones, you can go in much heavier and apply it. I always think get the most pigmented product you can and then use it with the lightest hand, because then it'll last you forever. What else have you got?
I have got one more thing. And this is something I've been using quite a lot recently, which is a Super Rescue Antioxidant Night Moisturizer. Now, I don't know whether they've changed the formula of this, because...
I reckon they have.
Do you? Because I'm on kind of like tube 8 of this in my life. And that's quite a lot for me, because I have so many different things to try that I rarely get through one thing and kind of buy it again, because I have so many things. So I've got this kind of little pool of products that I know are my core products, and I buy them again and again, and this is one of them. And I use this in between my liquid gold nights when I feel like I need a proper moisturiser. But this feels slightly, this version's very dry to dry, which isn't mine, because this isn't my actual tube. I have the one for combination skin, but still it feels like they've changed something in it.
I mean, I don't know if they have, but even I think
But you think it too?
I think it too. I think the texture's slightly different now. I mean, it's not unknown, is it, for them to tinker around with things?
Yeah.
To me, it was perfect just as it was. The packaging of it is amazing as well, because I think a lot of the time with things with antioxidants in and all that kind of good stuff that you want on your skin, they're packaged in like jar packaging. So the second that they see the light, all those ingredients that you paid all that money for just go...
Isn't it amazing? Those really expensive moisturisers are in a big glass pot, and you think, oh,
all the lights in it, and it's all ruined.
£200, and as soon as you open it up,
whereas that's like, I think that's about £30.
Yeah.
But you get quite a lot of product in it, and at least it's in a stable packaging, so everything that's in it will remain that way when it's on your skin.
Yeah.
So it's not disintegrating or, you know, decaying.
Good little basic, that one.
It's lovely, isn't it? And last but not least is Shimmer bricks. They come in like, I don't know, there's probably like 10 shades now of the Shimmer bricks. There's loads of them.
Is this the rose gold one?
It is, which is, I think, limited edition.
Yeah, I have this one.
They're gorgeous. If you want shimmer on your face, then Shimmer bricks are great. Again, you can apply them to your cheeks. You can apply them to the cupid's bow of your lip, down the bridge of the nose. You can apply them as eyeshadow. And because they're stripes, you've got like, what, 6 different shades there. So you can apply them, you know, different shades to the eyes. Obviously, they're all really, really shimmery, so you need to bear that in mind.
You couldn't really use that as a blusher, though, could you?
I don't.
Or could you?
I think they look quite colour concentrated in the pans, but in actual fact, on the lips and on the face, they don't really impart that much colour. They impart more shine and glitter. Well, it's more shine than anything. So I don't think you would really need to build up to get that kind of colour on your face, and then you would probably
use a blusher for your blush and use this as a highlighter.
Yeah, absolutely, because you don't want to, you know, you'd have the biggest, reddest glowiest
I always think it's robot
cheeks
face.
ever, moon face that you've
Moon
ever
face
seen.
or robot face, metallic face.
And it's not nice.
No.
Because everybody wants to look glowy, nobody wants to look greasy. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope that we managed to give you some advice and tips on winter skin. And
don't forget to subscribe to Daily Mix, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm hoping you can see that the neck is now a little bit darker than the rest of the face. And this is all we do, is continually buff it into the face.